So, Marsha, I know we're coming up on time. So, was there anything else that came to mind that uh, you wanted to put out there or discuss a little bit more?
I guess maybe just to reiterate that you don't have to be productive every moment. You don't have to, everything that you do, and your path doesn't have to be linear. I think Gary Vee is one of my favorite inspirations on the internet right now, and he's in my Instagram feed, and I love watching him say, the road to success looks like this, and sometimes it goes backwards, and sometimes it goes forward. Enjoy the roller coaster and the directions and the spins that you go, because again, it's going to allow you to sit next to a person and go, wow, wasn't that corner crazy? And you're going to be able to relate to people by having more experiences that are not just perfect. The perfect people, the people that have always just done the same thing and they're very vanilla, they're not even that much fun to talk to. Be someone that would be really fun to talk to at the party. And the reason you have that is because you're able to go, oh God, remember that one time? And those types of experiences don't come from being highly disciplined and only doing what you're supposed to. Sometimes you have to just kind of wander off and do something different in order for that to be an experience that can be shared with others. Being average.
One thing I want to add to that as well is if people wanted a practical way to think about how to maybe take more of these kinds of twists and turns, because I do agree those are the kinds of stories where if you said, yeah, I got into Harvard and got my MBA, that's great, but there's that's not exactly the kind of experience that is really fun to talk about with other people and relate to, versus some kind of random crazy thing you did. So my one that I try to bring up sometimes is I entered this Chinese singing contest after learning for about 2 months, and I had no singing ability. I also had no real Chinese ability. Probably one of the most anxiety-inducing experiences of my life.
I
And I
love
didn't
it.
realize it at the time, but this has helped me so many places because it gives you something to talk about in almost any kind of context. And so the one of the things I try to advocate for is what I call like this idea of like strategic embarrassment. So if you're always comfortable and you're always at the top and you're always doing what you should be and you're on top of everything, you don't really have time to not take yourself seriously. And
Mm-hmm.
so doing things like that, it's like it's not the kind of embarrassment of like, you pull your pants down in the middle of a mall.
Right.
That's probably the wrong kind because you'll get the wrong kind of attention for that.
Exactly.
But but if you're entering a Chinese singing contest, you're probably not going to do the best. You know that it's probably not going to go how you want. It's going to be embarrassing. But when you come out of that, it really changes your ideas of yourself, because since then, my probably fear of public speaking and things like that was up here, and suddenly after that, it was way down there low because I realized I did probably
Yeah.
the hardest thing I could imagine. Just
Yep.
singing, public speaking, and doing it in Chinese in a romantic duet of some sort that we choreographed. So it's like, what public speaking exercise can someone give me that's going to be worse than this?
Yeah, totally.
Um,
Spontaneous. Spontaneous. Do something spontaneous that you go, sure, let's do it. Let's do it. That sounds fun. That will yield exactly what you're looking for. That's so awesome. The worst that can happen is that you're like, oh, I hope no one had their phones out for that. And they did. That's awesome.
okay. Well, Marcia, thank you so much for coming on uh, and sharing everything you had.
The pleasure has been all
And
mine.
I hope you have an awesome day.
And you as too. Great to talk to you, my friend.
Thanks.
You bet. Bye bye.